Good morning, you badass motherfuckers. It's the All On Me. It's 5 o'clock somewhere show. I'm your host, Greg, getting on this motherfucker every day talking about life. We barking at you motherfuckers because guess what? Y'all struggling. Y'all suffering. I know it. I feel it. I see it. I see it every day. I see it in all the shit you post, right? We're all connected. So if I see one person posting this shit, a lot of you fucking feeling this way, right? Whether you being moved by the politics, the social issues, right? The world, the wars, right? The economy, the price of gas, price of homes, everything is fucking just stirring people these days. Them chip shortages, cost of every fucking thing is just kicking your ass mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You're just drained because you become what? A victim, right? It's all happening to you. Why does this always happen to me? We getting on here every day because we talking about life. This is a show that tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I get it. I get it. You don't want to hear this shit. I know. You don't want to hear it, don't listen. Be my fucking guest. We'll see you later. Those of you that keep tuning in, though, I hope you're growing. I hope you're expanding who you are as a human being. I hope you're at least just going a little deeper to say, really, how do I apply this shit? How can I fucking start? Maybe looking at things just a little bit different, disconnecting from the emotional body that is victimization and ego-centered, right? And become more spiritually centered, just more self, right? Just self-centered, not selfish, right? We always put all these negative connotations about, you know, selfishness. Even when I said self-centered, it sounds like it's such a bad fucking thing. I'm hiring a guy this week because he seemed very self-centered. He seemed like he was very in touch with his self. It was very calming. That's not a negative fucking thing. And we make it so negative in this world, right? We slander people. You're a narcissist. You're a fucking egotistical motherfucker. And there's a lot of people, yes, they carry themselves in such a negative way. But you have to realize that just like there's a negative connotation, there's definitely a contrasting positive place where people need to evolve to in this day and age. Instead of being so selfish, it's having self-interest. It's that easy. Really putting your emotional, mental, spiritual, psychological, physical needs above and beyond anything else outside of you. And that includes managing fucking relationships. So many of us, we think that the most important fucking thing in our life is to manage relationships, especially if we're in like parental roles, caregiver roles. Man, we put all our needs, we put all of our fucking dreams, all of our hopes on the fucking shelf because what? We're called to just lay our lives down, right? To raise these little, these little kids, develop them, which trust me, that is a huge piece to this puzzle if you are in that role, because there's a lot of selfish motherfuckers out there called parents that they are truly neglecting, right? There's a lot of neglect, right, in being a parent nowadays. And it's just because you're overwhelmed. Maybe it was unplanned. Maybe it happened in a relationship that's now fallen out. Maybe you find yourself as a single parent, you feel fucking overwhelmed, unprepared, right? Financially, mentally, it's a tough thing, man. Being a parent is a commendable thing, but it's not every fucking thing. That's the problem. It's not every fucking thing. You need to be able to parent yourself first, right? That's always been my motto, is saying, look, right, we need to be able to parent ourselves first. Wait, this thing's a little. And there we go. Cleaner picture. Much clearer, right? It's nice when the picture is fucking clear. Can you see yourself in the mirror, right? Nice and clear. Really look at yourself. A lot of you guys can't. There's a lot of people that listen to this. There's a lot of people out there. We hate ourselves, right? When I say we, I used to hate myself because I would judge myself based on what? My mistakes, my shortcomings, my falling on my face, right? And I always felt that I needed to define myself like that, because that some of our mistakes, especially if they get us into legal issues, you know, we hurting people, we losing things that matter to us because of our fucking fucked up selves, right? Our egos, right? We do a lot of shit with our egos. And I'm very grateful. I can still see myself. I still struggle, right? Just like anybody else, I still struggle, but at least I have an awareness right now when the ego comes out. I just had an encounter right now, right? And I've had several of these encounters in the past few weeks here at the motel, where it's like I just had an encounter with a homeless person, right? They were trespassing, sitting in a little public area here we have on the property. It's kind of like a park little space. And I had a guest say, "Hey, who's this? This person's intimidating me." I thought they had a baby because they had a stroller, but it was just all their homeless shit. And guess what? I gotta go be the fucking bad guy. Which, why do I have to even feel like the bad guy to tell someone, "Hello, are you staying with me?" And this person just starts ripping me a new one. "Don't talk to me. Who the fuck are you? Get the fuck out of my face." I'm like, whoa, you're not staying with us. Why are you on my property? You're trespassing. You need to leave. And this person just right away goes into victim. "Oh, don't talk to me like that. You can't talk to me. You can't tell me what to do." I'm like, you're trespassing. Absolutely, you need to leave right now. Leave. And it was just like this person said, "Oh, if you talk to me like that again, I'm gonna pull my gun out on you." I mean, crazy. I'm like, pull your fucking gun out on me, right? You're trespassing. You're in the wrong, right? This is not a public park. You need to leave now. And it was just just fucking barking at me, man, yapping, yapping, yapping. And I give into a little bit of that shit sometimes. Like now, I probably gave into a little bit of it. I was up late last night training a new employee for our security, and then there's someone sitting there and they're just yapping at me. This person was so delusional. They're like, "I'm gonna call the cops. This is harassment. Why are you talking to me? Why are you bothering me?" That's what this person's saying. And they weren't calling the cops. I mean, they're just like on the phone. "Yes, hello. There's a man here. I'm at something." They didn't even know the name of the place. It was just hilarious. It's comical. Right. And it's like I can see the humor in this person. I know they're hurting. I know this is a suffering person. I wish I could solve all the fucking suffering in the world. I know I can solve a lot, right? If you respond to the message. I know this will alleviate some of your fucking psychological suffering, but most of y'all motherfuckers don't want to hear that shit, right? Because you victimized yourself. And it's there. That's the whole culture. We want to be victims. "Oh my God, if you were a Republican, oh my God, the election was stolen. This whole country is fucking done. And if you're a Dem, oh my God, Trump." You guys get so victimized like that. There's nothing empowering about somehow it's happening to you. I had a conversation with someone yesterday and they were talking about being so overwhelmed by the news, right? Just everything that's happening in this world, right? This is a government worker telling me about fellow government workers, like leaders in the government, that like all they do is show up and just unload on all of the world issues, all of the bad things. Oh my God. And I literally looked at this person. I said, isn't it sad that this person is in a place of leadership, has influence, and is overwhelmed by information? That's all it is. When you hear something going on in this world, and if it overwhelms you, if it puts you in a place where your nervous system becomes trashed, right, and you can't emotionally regulate, you literally are melting down. You're emotional. I see it all day long. I'll be honest with you. I unfollow most people that are just so hyper politicized, hyper fucking socialized with all the issues, because it's sad. It's sad that you can literally listen, like something happens, right? Let's say something horrific happens right now, right? School shooting, right? Fucking major natural disaster, right? And just hearing about it, hearing about the death, hearing about the stuff, if it's something that emotionally just totally messes you up, like, man, you're way too plugged into shit that has nothing to do with your life. Because all that is information. It's information. And the reality is, why does one instance get you so overwhelmed? That, like, if you truly fucking wake your ass up, right? And that's what this show's about. Wake your fucking ass up. Let's go. Start looking inward, not outward. Disconnect. Because that's just information. And if you're honest with yourself, if you really care about children dying, social issues, do you realize that this shit is happening all over the world and you only hear about one little tiny thing, right? That a corporation, right, that gets paid billions of dollars chooses to tell you, right? Because they know they can manipulate you. They know that there's an agenda behind it. And y'all just keep getting hoodwinked like this. Y'all keep going for the shit. And it's so fucking sad that you allow yourself to do it. And it's like, you define yourself as whether you're a caring person or not. And like, some of you might hear me talk like this. You're like, this guy's the biggest asshole ever. You don't care about shit. No, I care about everything. That's why I don't just pick and choose what the fuck to get overwhelmed by. I just realize that in this world, there is human suffering. There is life. There is death. There is heinous shit happening. There is amazing shit happening every fucking second. So how are you going to choose what it is that is so important to you that you're going to melt down, that you're going to be an emotional wreck to even function in your own life by news, information that is not directly connected with you? It's not a part of your reality other than you heard it. You saw a fucking video, you heard about it, right? You were told this is important. You were told this is what your team needs to be fucking passionate about, right? And it's all victimization and it's stroking your ego that somehow you matter and your attachment to something outside of yourself is significant, and it's not, right? It doesn't make you a better human being to have more information processing through your head about things happening in your city, in your state, in your country, or around the world. Because if you're appalled by the war that's happening in Ukraine with Russia, right? Why is that more important than the other 40 plus wars going on? Genocide, all kinds of crazy, heinous shit. Why is that one more important? Can you ask yourself that? Can you have an honest conversation? Why is Ukraine and Russia more important than the wars, the other 4 dozen wars going on in this world? Heinous shit, injustice throughout the world. Inhumanitarian shit, man. Like, it's sad. War crimes happening right now, and you're only worried about one. Why? Can you ask yourself, why is that one the one that fucking takes you over the edge? Why is that one the one that makes you put a fucking flag that you have no fucking relation to on your board, right? The same is true with the fucking skin color. Yes. Right. There are certain races that have definitely been exploited more than others on this planet. Right. But does either all life matter or no life matter? And in my opinion, when you got 250,000 people dying every single day for a million different reasons, right? Not just COVID, not just gun violence, right? Heart disease, cancer, war, fucking alcohol related deaths, drug related fucking deaths. How come this shit don't matter to you either? Why would someone's color take them to a different place, right? That's partiality. And when you when you see the world through partiality, right, where you can only view it through a certain spectrum, right, based on your political affiliation, your social fucking importance, it truly sets you into a special category of being someone that's a contradictory fucking hypocrite. And y'all motherfuckers can't hear that shit, right? But it's the truth. You're a walking contradiction. Because you're saying that, look, little kids dying from gun violence matters, but little kids, but someone's choice to fucking end a child's life, right, is their right. And it's just like, you can't have, how do you have one without the other? Why can't we just be neutral and just say either all life matters, no life matters? And really, for me, life is so precious, it's so fragile that really it doesn't matter. These physical bodies are so fucking they're so weak, they're so fragile that literally we're here 1 minute, we're gone the next. Right? There is literally someone that was born into the most extreme levels of poverty right now in parts of Africa where their starvation is so bad, they're digging their own fucking graves with their fucking nails in their hands. That's what they're doing today. They're clawing themselves into the dirt. Why doesn't that life matter? Or does it? Or does it not? Right? Why doesn't that shit matter? When you're stuffing your fucking face with way too many fucking calories and these people are starving to death, right? But again, you've been programmed to think that these things matter, that this is the shit that truly matters to you, that you're going to fight for it, you're going to protest for it, you're going to do all this shit, but you ain't going to go address it yourself because you're going to just vote. So you don't even invest in it other than emotions. You're not willing to even put your own time and resources and energy. I commend those people that are willing to fucking lay down their own fucking agendas and go out into the fucking dirt, into the world, and actually use their talents and their gifts to make a difference in something that truly matters. But if you're just this person that it's all about posting memes, it's all about sharing political fucking news content and fucking politicians fucking pages and all this bullshit, but you've never worked in a fucking phone bank, you've never truly gone and addressed the issue of educating people about your view, right? Or at least trying to actually come up with real solutions that aren't politically based. Politicians can't solve shit. We should know that. Come on now. 2022, how many of you motherfuckers truly believe that the politicians are going to solve shit? Right? Fine. Fucking ban all the guns. We're not going to have no more gun violence. You're promising that, right? Is that the promise? We ban all fucking guns. There's no more gun violence. Are you kidding me? There's going to probably be an outpouring of gun violence, right? But y'all don't know that. But you just want to think that the government is the solution because you worship it. You've been told that that's the power, that's the protector, that is your everything, right? And at the end of the day, you need to fucking get beyond that shit. Because what have you done? You've told your story that everything is happening to you, right? It's happening to you, or if it hasn't happened to you yet, if someone doesn't change this, you're gonna be next, right? Or it's gonna be your kids next, right? If it's someone else's kids today, it's gonna be your kids next. If it's someone else losing their rights, yours is next. And that's why you need to just continue perpetuating the bullshit that's in this world. And so it's like, though everything is happening to you. This was such a huge breakthrough for me, that even when I found myself in these types of situations, right, I can at least, I could try and justify every fucking thing, man. Mommy, daddy issues, trauma, all this shit to say, it just wasn't my fault. It was that adult figure when I was a little kid, about 12 years old, that said, it's time to be a man. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Here's a beer. Drink that beer. I want to see you pound that fucking beer. And it was the worst tasting, most disgusting thing I'd ever tried. I just wanted a Coke or a Sprite. I'm like, why do I got to drink this? This is disgusting. Because you're going to be a man one day, and this is what men do. We drink beer. It's like, what the fuck? You don't think that shit started to change me over the course of time, having exposure as a young kid to alcohol, seeing the parties, saying, okay, well, this is what it's all about. Right? But as a fucking grown-ass man that's finally started to heal and decompress all these old emotional wounds and starting to ground and be more self-centered, right? Not selfish, motherfuckers, but self-centered, meaning I'm centered on myself. I'm grounded in myself. That what I feel only has to do with me, not what's happening with you or anybody else, right? If you're going through a tough time, I can choose to say, you know what, I can empathize. I can have compassion to say, man, it's really tough to hear that you're going through a tough time. But I don't need, like, I can't feel how you feel. And it's not even frustrating for me. It's sad. It's sad how many of you are oblivious to your own self-induced state of being right now. That you're a victim. You're a fucking victim. You can't afford a home. You can't afford the rent. You can't afford the gas. You can't afford the food. You can't afford any of this shit. And guess what? It's all happening to you. It's all happening to you. Such injustice in this fucking world, as if you don't have the means to raise your value, right? As if you can't do something to actually get more money. I'm giving out raises left and right here because people are proving themselves of worthy of more income. I'm seeing right now, I think it was something today somewhere like in San Francisco, California, right? Where CEOs are getting like 3 times, or I think it was pilots, 3 times the fucking normal wage. This is a great time in this new economy for people to step out of the norm and really invest in themselves to elevate your value, right? A lot of the bullshit jobs and stuff that we're used to, a lot of that shit's going away. There is a new economy emerging, and it's going to be a lot more autonomous, right? Same bullshit with all you guys complain about self-checkouts. I should get paid an hourly wage to check out my shit. It sucks. It's an inconvenience, right? It is nice when someone actually can be there to check you out. But, you know, this is what is happening in this world. And at the end of the day, the person, who the fuck's ever been a cash register, right? Who has anybody ever been a cash register? I did it for a little bit when I was working at community college, right? I picked up a job at the bookstore, and I've worked a few cash register jobs. I hate them. I hate cash register. It's not a fun job. There's nothing like, oh, I have such a wonderful purpose, right? So at the end of the day, right, the same is true about anything you order nowadays. That it's got to get assembled. You got to put it together. We're not even paying the fucking Chinese $1 a fucking day to actually assemble the shit. We got to build the shit ourselves now. You pay for the shit, you got to build it, and it usually falls apart in a fucking year or two. So you got to buy more shit to put together. It's how the economy is transforming. But at least you could see it from 2 different perspectives. You can say, oh, this is bullshit. Why do I got to check myself out, right? Or you could actually say, you know what? The person that's not having to be the checkout, maybe they're living a better life right now. Maybe they're not so miserable just sitting here making fucking minimum wage, checking out motherfuckers that act like they appreciate them when they're there, but they don't. Y'all don't appreciate shit, right? When was the last time you told someone, every time, when was the last time you told someone that's working like a cash register, grocery store, fucking home store, Target, Walmart, any of these retail stores? When is the last time you actually looked that person in the eyes and said, hey man, I appreciate you being here? I say that every fucking time. I say it when I walk out of the gym, the person sitting at the front desk, hey man, thanks for being here. I appreciate you, right? I say it to every contractor that comes on this property, thank you for being here. I say it to every one of my employees, thank you. I appreciate you showing up today. I appreciate you being here, choosing to come here and make a difference, right? You're seen. I saw it last night. I took my daughter out to dinner, right? And when we first got there, it was only like us and another couple, right? And before you know it, the place got packed out. And the lady that was like the waitress, the hostess, the fucking, the busser, right? She says, there's only one guy in the back. This is going to take a little while. They were overwhelmed like fuck. There was only 2 people running a very busy restaurant. There was a cook and there was the front staff. And I said, hey, make sure you tell that guy in the back, you know, I waited a long time for my food. I was hungry. I heard other people grumbling and complaining and huffing and puffing. Where's my fucking food? I've given you $20. I want my food now. It's $20 and I want my food now. Right? Dude, people are tired of bullshit fucking jobs, bullshit existences. Are you one of them? And if you are, you got to just, what are you looking for? Do you want just the lotto to be your fucking exit ticket? Or do you want the government to fucking just hand you money and make your life better and buy you a home and buy you a car and pay for all your fucking gas? Or are you going to elevate yourself? Are you going to take yourself to another level? Are you going to find the creative fucking spirit inside of you, right? Because you start telling yourself the truth and knowing what you're worth and your value and what your talents are. And you're going to find a way to monetize that independently of any fucking organization. So you can truly set yourself free and set yourself up for real success. That's the new economy. It's finding something that aligns with who you are as a human. I used to tell you guys when I was at the community college, I would make every single person that came through my office. We're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people over 6 years, right? That I mentored, that I guided, that I counseled. That was like everyone, the first thing they had to do was the career interest assessment. You had to do the career interest assessment because it really aligned people with what was the thing that they truly care about, not just chasing money, right? Not just fucking trying to make a fucking wage. That shit sucks. And people are sick and tired of it. So you need to appreciate the motherfuckers that are out there serving your ass. Have some gratitude, man. Tell them thank you. When was the last time you do it? I do it everywhere I go. I'm very grateful for the people that show up and do the jobs they do. Because I know people are sick and tired of this shit. They're sick and tired of it because people are so fucking nasty. Y'all motherfuckers are nasty. You take everything for granted, right? You don't appreciate shit and you treat other motherfuckers that are out there doing it, trying to fucking be honest people, trying to contribute to themselves and to society. And you over there acting all fucking entitled and fucking selfish, not self-fucking-centered, not appreciative. Selfish is obvious. It's nasty. It's not with gratitude. There's no gratitude. It's acting entitled. It's acting like a victim. You had to wait. I had to wait for almost probably 40 minutes for food last night. And every part of me wanted to get impatient. But guess what? I enjoyed the conversation with my daughter. We had a real good conversation. But I also know that, look, I saw the situation for what it was. I know these people were trying their best. The guy in the back was busting his ass. The lady in the front was busting her ass. Right. And I just said, look, I appreciate you and I appreciate him. I gave him a big tip. Right. Because at the end of the day, if they weren't there, then I don't get that. Right. If people don't show up, motherfuckers, you're going to have to fend for yourselves. And that's where most of you can't handle it. That's what I'm trying to get you on. It's all on me. Take the fucking responsibility. Start fending for yourself mentally. Mentally toughen yourself. Quit being so fucking dependent upon everything outside of yourself. All these systems that are failing. And you keep wondering why you cannot feel stable in yourself because all these systems are failing under you and you've put your trust and fidelity in them. And they're going to continue to let you down. So at the end of the day, this it's all on me is about putting fucking the responsibility of life and your situation on your shoulders. No matter if you have truly had someone victimize you. Right? Someone has truly harmed your life. What is it going to do sitting there in a mood, feeling like a victim, grieving for the rest of your life? No, you got to empower yourself to say, fuck, this sucks. This happened to me. But guess what? I'm going to use it to empower me and to better my fucking situation. It's going to be the fuel that takes me to a new level. Quit making the motherfucking excuses on this Friday. We're already halfway through. What are you doing for you? Quit making those fucking excuses. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing it. Tell a little bitch voice to shut the fuck up. Because you know the drill. Results, kill, excuses. It's all on me.